Hi from me, BernieB in Hamilton's. In today's video, I'm going to be painting my feature bedroom wall in a matte black PVA. Bold choice, absolutely, but with winter upon us, black brings in a cozy atmosphere and it feels intimate. Well, for me anyway, and people do it for a variety of other reasons, which I will explain during the video. But black enhances sleep because it makes you conducive to rest and relaxation. And some of us could do with that. But anyway, before we start painting this wall in a black matte PVA, let's have a look at what we need to get that perfect finish. Okay, other than the two-step ladder, I'm using Hamilton's 50mm professional paintbrush. Love the brush. Thick bristle gives me maximum paint pickup. Ideal for water and solvent-based paints and wood treatments. And this brush gives you a quality finish. Now, because I don't have smooth walls, I've got them slightly bumpy. I'm using the Hamilton's classic roller with a tray. And that roller is ideal for medium to rough surfaces. Now, I can understand why it's the preferred contractor's choice. Other than me having used it so many times, it gives great performance and reliability. And remember, that roller also comes in 100mm and 150mm refills and complete. General purpose masking tape. Great masking tape for masking interior walls and surfaces. And lastly, the light duty drop sheet made from recycled material. Awesome. It's a economical 25 micron 2x3 drop sheet, ideal to prevent spills and splatters on the floor. Okay, so we've looked at the rollers, the brushes, mask tape, etc., what we need to get the perfect finish. Another thing is you don't want to be wearing your best when painting. So wear an old t-shirt, an overall, dust coat, whatever. And keep this on hand, a plastic packet, and I'm going to show you why, especially in my case, because I stay in a block of flats. So going outside to wash my roller under the tap every time is not an option. And to wash it in my sink in the kitchen is a bit of a messy business. So I'm just going to give you a tip that you don't have to wash the roller all the time, especially with black PVA, because that can get very messy. So without any further ado, let's get started. Yes, number one, that tedious job of masking everything up, but it's an important part of painting. You don't want to be wiping paint off areas that weren't meant to be painted, like the cornices or the skirtings or the adjacent wall. So mask everything up where you don't want the paint to go onto. Masking tape also has a pressure sensitive adhesive, so once you've stuck it, you got to push it down flat against the surface you're masking to make sure it doesn't move away. And like I say, mask everything that you don't want paint to get onto, like plugs. Light switch covers, I actually remove those. It's just a good idea. So mask everything. And a tip is I actually mask my drop sheet to the skirting so that that drop sheet doesn't budge at all. Okay, so we're going to start painting with the black matte PVA, a water-based paint. And I load my brush as well as my roller at more or less the same time, and I'll show you why. So I do all my cutting in, and I cut in about 1 meter or 2 ahead of me. And now with that professional brush, I get maximum paint pickup, so it applies it to this roughish wall quite nicely. So I'm applying my black PVA along my, just below my cornice, and on the corner where the other wall is. Everything is well masked up. And once I've now painted a nice area, I then immediately roll in. That means I'm keeping a wet edge the whole time. I will now proceed. Once I've rolled it, I will now cut in again with the brush under the cornice, about 1 meter or so ahead, and then once again I'll roll in. And it just, for me, makes painting go a lot quicker, and you are sure that you're not going to have any problems like blocking. It means when you brush with the brush and then you leave it for a while, then you only come and roll, you kind of get a thing called framing, where you notice the line around your skirtings and cornices. Looks like you framed the wall. So the best way is cut along, roll in, and then start at the bottom. Once you've done half the wall at the top, cut all along, roll down a bit, and then start at the bottom by your skirting, cut a bit, and then roll in and join up to the other top half of the wall. Okay, as you can see, the first coat's on the wall's busy drying, about 2 hours or so before we give it a second coat. Now this roller, you don't want to go and clean it. Even if you've got a tap outside, this roller is going to be still a bit moist, and you're going to roll the black PVA. Not great, especially with black PVA. And if you've got an apartment like me, you can't go and wash this in this zinc. It's going to be a mess. So I'm putting my roller in this plastic packet. I'm tying it up nice and tight, keeps the roller moist. And in 2 hours or so, when I'm going to apply my second coat, I can just take it out the bag, load the roller, and off I go. So remember that little tip. So basically repeat what you did in the first step of painting, that cutting in and then rolling in your second coat a few hours later. And there we go, we got the perfect finish. And remember, black adds a powerful backdrop to lighter furniture, artwork, and accent colors will also stand out dramatically. And black psychologically can evoke feelings of calmness, focus, and grounding. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe to our channel. That's it from me, BernieB and Hamilton's.